play to start in the mornings. Excuse me, during our starting soon screen. Don't know. Fits relatively okay. Attracts Keeper. It is very good. All right, are we live on the new channel? Let's take a look, Ski-Poo here. So, for the regulars that enjoy my stuff, we've got a brand new YouTube channel up for Shadowverse Hoaglandia, so it can be siloed into appropriate spots. So people want to follow just that, have a clean way to follow just that. And grab the chat from over there. And then, oh, you know what I need to do real quick before we dive into some games? I need to... How do I add a channel as a... Customize... I don't think I'll need it today, but just in case. Doug Pie, thank you for the 20 months. Let me, I gotta add my Jeff Hoagland channel as a moderator to the Shadowverse channel, so that way I can moderate the old chat in case there's any spammy or silly people in there. It's really weird that, it's really weird that the extra channels you make are listed under my main one, but the main one doesn't get moderating permissions by default here. Alright, so how do these work? Do the missions how do the missions actually work in this game? Do they refresh? Oh, do the missions not refresh at the same time? I haven't really been paying close attention to this. Do they refresh so many hours after you clear the individual missions? Necessu, thank you for the 6 months. They set a timer when you complete them. That's weird. Okay, it's 21 hours after you clear. Okay, yeah, I cleared, I was up late last night recording some stuff. And, I decided to clear them before bed because I noticed I had them because I hadn't been paying attention to them at all. Alright, I want to start with some forest craft this morning. We're gonna bounce things. We're gonna bounce things in all around. I don't know exactly what the right mix of top end versus bottom end in these types of decks are. I'm leaning more heavily towards the bottom end because this archetype's based around the combo mechanic, which is playing out multiple cards per turn. But we've got a few pieces of top end here with a couple of Aria and a Rose Queen, and then a couple of pieces of removal. So let's dive on into some games and see how it goes. Alright, into an aggro deck to start here. I will say that's one aspect I enjoy of these types of games too, is having a heads up of like what archetype you're playing into when you start, so you can make better mulliganing decisions. That was something I never liked about Magic, because you were always mulliganing in the dark. Like here, for example, I don't want a 7. This is actually probably pretty good against an aggressive deck, but I need my thing here. This I need extra pixies in my hand. The staff is pretty good too, but against an aggro deck, I probably want more cheap things. I think I want to keep the Amatsa here. Well, I ran out of time. Well, I'm glad I had the ones at the top. Alright, last words, add a fairy to my hand, and this one adds 2 fairies to my hand. So this is actually a pretty good start here for the Blade Rider. This gets 2/2, or XX, where X number of pixies in my hand. So I'll be able to trade this, get a pixie. And then pixies are 1 costs that are 1/1s with rush. So if I play this next turn, it'll be a 5/5 with ward. Real good.
Shores of victory.
Put her under the bridge.
Huh. This is like our finisher. It gets bigger for every point on my my opponent's side. Or it gets bigger for every card I've played out. So I kind of got to decide how greedy do I want to be with this card, because I could play the Fairy Tamer and get 2 more fairies in my hand and potentially make it bigger. I think I want to just play this out to start.
There's no end to a fairy blader's training.
And it doesn't have rush or anything, so it just chills. So if I played this, my hand would be over full. I'd be at 9 and I'd have to play a fairy out anyway, so it doesn't actually end up that much larger, and this is more resource efficient. This gives Knights rush when they come into play, so they can attack right away. Do you have a favorite deck or type you'd recommend for players? I'd recommend opening your packs and just figuring out what cards you open and then build from there. Would be my recommendation. Alright, so this has combo 3, give your all allied followers on the field 1/1. So I could go ahead and go fairy into Twinkle Toes here, which gives everything +1/+1. And then this can crunch here, and this can crunch here.
There's a dead man's hand.
Seems real clean. Rush means I can attack their units, but I can't attack their face, so we're all done here after that one. Yes, for my stat players, the Roach is very Hitmonkey adjacent. And this one has Storm, which is different from Rush in that it can attack a unit, but can also attack their dome. So you're kind of looking to set up like a big flourish with the Roach in the mid to late game. Retro, thank you for the quarter of the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And Murder Face coming in hot for 4.5 years. Hey, Malvir, glad the YouTube algorithm helps you find the new channel. This one draws 2 cards and then does X damage between all enemy followers, where X is the number of cards in your hand. I mean, that seems really good here, yeah? So I get to do this.
Forest Guard dons his mask.
And then if I evolve this, it kills their board.
Fellowship. My oath is fulfilled.
1, 2.
Yeah, it's perhaps I could have been more aggressive with the 6/6. I could have cleared their things with the 2/2s and then hit their dome. I kind of wanted to kill their thing that gave their officers rush, but that might have been a little bit too defensive.
Most who take the high road wind up dead.
One of the things I'm figuring out, one of the things that's the key to figuring out how to navigate these types of games is figuring out when you're in an aggressive position and when you're in a defensive position. It's definitely possible that I was a little bit too defensive there. 6 points. So, wow, our turn here. Are they dead? They're really close to dead, if not dead, right? So I do this into this.
You're in the splash zone,
And I know this is gonna look weird, but I'm gonna hit this because there's a hard limit of 5 things you can have in play. And I wanna play the Roach here. And then the Roach is 4, 9, 10, 11. I think I just go ahead and... Does this do anything when it evolves? Just double check and make sure I don't have any evolve bonuses. Oh, he's already evolved. Like, why can't I evolve now? He's already evolved. So I'm a little short of lethal here, but we're close.
1, 2.
They are down to 1, and we have a super evolution on next turn. And just one of the mechanics of a super evolve is when your super evolved thing clears something, your opponent takes the damage. So. Let the roach finish it. Well, that was a sweet first game.
A lofty view.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. I would likes to battle.
I long for sights unseen.
My
This
opponent's playing
brings me
Dragon Ramp. Return an ally on the field to hand, deal damage random follower. I think I'll keep one of these, and I think Godwood Staff is generally a very good card in our deck. If we play 3 cards, it lets us draw another card. I only mulliganed it in the last matchup because they were very aggressive. Does Forestcraft still bounce cards? It does, yeah.
In the splash zone, pal.
Yeah, we've got... In fact, one of the things I'm not super sure on about card selection of this deck list is whether or not I want copies of Bug Alert or there's a 2-cost follower that when you play it, it bounces something to your hand. It could be right to play a mix of them, honestly. I mean, them murdering our thing there is great. It gives us the fairy in hand. This might just be play a 5/5 on 3 again with the Amatsa.
The young Paragon dons his mask.
Okay, on the other hand, I kind of want to just Bug Alert here.
Oh dear.
I would like to bounce you, and then
I
plus 2
leave
to
the
that.
rest to you.
And then I'm at... If I play this, I'm gonna burn a draw. But I think I'm kind of okay with that for getting a Mott's big next turn.
What's today's happy little surprise?
There's a couple of draws I could be a little sad on that we burn, but this gives me a giant pile of fairies. Another Bug Alert is not a big deal.
There's no end to a fairy blader's training.
Oh dear.
Oh, I could bounce him too. That's interesting. And the next turn we'll have 5 resources, so I can Godwood Staff plus play 2 1-cost things to trigger my combos and get my card draw flowing
The
here.
young Paragon dons his mask.
Too slow.
My star is the star of paradise.
All right, so they cleaned out our thing, but they used one of their evolves to do
Put
it.
her under the bridge.
We're gonna get to clean their 4/4 very cleanly here, so we'll go Godwood Staff for 3, and then I'll play Fairy for 1 and attack this for 1, and then this is combo 3, deal 3 damage to a random enemy, or to an enemy item.
I leave the rest to you.
And then at end of turn, I'll get to draw a card with the Godwood Staff because we comboed 3. This is such a important card for our industry. Just like just keep the gas flowing. Yep.
I need an adult.
So this card is super powerful. On combo, it selects an enemy and sets their defense to 1, and then when you evolve it, it deals 1 damage to something. So I'm gonna go ahead and play a fairy,
Let's play a game.
and then we'll play a fairy,
Let's play a game.
and then we'll play her, and set this to 1.
Lily's magic guide
And then I'm gonna go ahead and evolve her to deal 1 damage to this.
I see.
Where there's light, there's joy.
And then I could go ahead and eat this.
This is where I drop anchor.
This is the one that gives everything 1/1 as well, right? Do I want to do that? I'm already triggering my combo here. It's just a question of do I want to pump up the board or not? I don't think there's a ton of value in pumping up the board at this point, right?
Tag.
I think I'm trading this here and then I'm passing.
Be cleansed.
This is a really powerful finisher. So she gives us a crest, which is kind of like an emblem for my magic players that allows my pixies to have storm, meaning they can attack my opponent's face the turn they come into play. Yes, combo is total number of cards you played this turn. So as long as I play 3 cards in a turn, the Godwood Staff lets me draw an extra card.
I should have practiced more.
Witness my kung fu.
Oh, you know what? Was I supposed to have... That's a big lady. 7/7/7. It's probably a super evolve the killer roach angle to kill this. So let's go fairy into fairy. This is total combo is 3, 4, 4, 5. So I could do this.
Twinkle with your wings. Twinkle with your
And
toes.
then I could do this. It doesn't matter the order I play these in. And then I go super evolve this.
Don't look away.
So hit you for 2, hit you for 2, clean you out, deal a damage to
Yeah,
you.
I'm done.
So super evolve means that you don't take damage when you attack, and you get that 3/3. Drew another card here.
Unmatched across sky and sea. Without equal. Beyond compare.
If we'll see them burn their other super evolve here. We're kind of running out of gas. Drawing 2 more staffs is not ideal.
You may.
Ooh, that's a great one. Deal X damage to all enemy follows, where X is the number of cards in our hand. So let's go ahead and drop this.
Forest guard dons his mask.
And then we'll go ahead and evolve. I want to evolve or super evolve. I want to save the super evolve to get extra
The
combo
world
theory,
is
I
full
think.
of splendor. Fellowship.
What say we retreat?
Okay, and then that has 3 defense left. How do I want to finish this here? Bounce, Twinkle, and Replayer. So if I bounce her, this only does 2 damage to it, and then I would have to finish with this. I don't know that I wanna do that.
1, 1, 2, 1, 2.
I think it's just this. I lose my. It's interesting to know they unevolve when they come back to the hand. I wasn't expecting that, but I guess it makes sense.
The winged musician dons her mask.
You may.
Alright, I think I'm just gonna do this to start pushing damage this turn.
My wings shall be your deliverance.
Okay, I think I'm gonna.
I see.
It's a little aggressive because I'm out of evolves.
Hear the primal cries of nature. Leave this place.
This could be a mistake, but I also feel like I need to try and get this game over with.
Same time tomorrow?
You may.
That's a second killer roach. So this does 4 to something. I need a way to get rid of this is the problem. I'm out of evolves the way I've played this game.
Let the light anoint my blade.
I think it's this into play the staff,
Awaken!
into play
Wiggle with your
this.
wings. Twinkle
I
with
can
your
sack
toes.
the staff. I think I have to burn. Oh no, I'm not. I don't have enough to kill this. Shit. All right, I guess I'll hit their face, but I assume we're dead here.
Be cleansed! Be cleansed!
I am not happy with the way I use my evolves this game. This returns something to my hands. There's the super evolution. I assume they just have something to rush to or storm to finish me. Oh yeah, that draws 3 cards when it comes out. Usually the opponent's deck has.
Accept the ineluctable wave.
Letting them take the start their next turn.
This is
You're dead. Learning that things unevolve when they come back to my hand is good though. I thought when I bounced that to my hand it was gonna stay bigger and I was just gonna get to draw 2 more cards with it. That seemed like that was gonna be relevant while playing this archetype. Zunhelvik, love that you're diving into Shadowverse. Thanks for tripping that price for the second month. I've been having a ton of fun with this game.
Sights unseen.
It reminds me of the depth and complexity
well done.
that Magic the Gathering had when I really enjoyed that game. This is the Runecraft. I'm gonna mulligan the expensive card. I think you almost always mulligan the really expensive cards in this deck. You're looking for good aggressive openers. Yeah, you brick and triple staff. Staff is kind of a tough card in this deck because like you really want the first copy early, but you never want the second copy if possible. So like the first one you draw is stellar, but the second one's less so. Fairy Convocation is so powerful in this deck. It's like a 3 combo in a single card. What allows them to attack you directly. So there's 2 different keywords. One is Rush. Rush lets you attack a unit the turn it comes into play. And then Storm lets you attack your opponent the turn it comes into play.
What's today's happy little surprise?
Storm is the more powerful keyword, so it's like Rush with added. I think it's very comparable to Runeterra. I think that's a good comparison. So the opponent's archetype is a spell boost archetype. Basically, the cards in their hand are going to get more powerful the more that they play. I think I'm going to go ahead and hit this, and I'm going to go ahead and take turn 3 off here, basically, to get the Godwin Staff going.
Awaken! Did you see me fly?
Unique.
Alright, so I'm going to go... I'm going to go Fairy... into Fairy, into Twinkle Toes, get these 2 1/1, so I can go ahead and clear these.
Next time the light grows dim.
And then we played 3 cards this turn, so the Godwin Staff's gonna give us a miss here. Foresight lets them just draw a card and trigger their spell boost, basically. Rainbow, similar.
I give up. 1, 2.
Board being clear definitely favors our opponent.
What's today's happy little surprise?
I'll play that out. I think I'm chilling on Bug Alert for now.
Let's play a game.
I'll play a fairy. I think I'm just playing a bunch of fairies out and then passing the turn here. So I don't want a fairy concoction because then my hand gets overflowed, so I'm going to get 2 more cards with a hard hand size limit of 9 in this game. And again, can't attack their face because these have Rush and not Storm. Roach is one of our finishers. It has Storm, so it can come into play and crack our opponent in the face the turn it comes down. Next turn's going to be deal a big amount of damage turn. So we're going to go... Oh, that's interesting. That one gets real big based on the number of pixies in my hand. So let's go hit you. Hit you. Hit your dome. I'm going to play a fairy and hit this. This needs 1 more combo to get online, so we'll fairy concoction, which gives me 2, and then I can play this, which is this for 3 points damage. My combo is currently 3. I'm gonna go ahead and fairy convocation again. I'm gonna tap my extra point. I'm gonna go ahead and play the roach out here, and I'm gonna go ahead and evolve it, so that way we can hit with an extra here. R7. Is it crazy to just pick the roach back up? I think it's not. I miss my card draw, but it means I get to keep it.
To the edge of what's known. Get lost.
Big ward dork.
Crawl like the vermin you are.
I need an adult. Put her under the bridge.
Oh wow, that is Storm. That's very powerful. Oh. We go point. This comes into play and sets this to 1. I'm gonna super evolve this, which kills this.
Don't look away.
Where there's light, there's joy.
Combo count is currently 4. And I go ahead and hit. I think I need to kill this, yeah?
Smile! I should have practiced more. Same time tomorrow?
Oh, that does damage at random. Fuck.
Let's play a game. Let's play a game.
No! Damn it! Figuring out the timer. I think we're probably dead when I missed that one. I don't. The timer is a lot less forgiving in this game than it is in other games. I have another point from somewhere here.
Special assignment today.
This homework's too hard. Same time tomorrow?
I don't think I can quite get to 11. Right, this is 3, 4, 5, and then 3 is 8. Yeah. Rip. All right, I'm technically not dead on board
Light of the
though.
crystal.
Let's play a game. Tag.
Into the night.
The crystal.
All right, that'll get us.
Ready, Graham?
Right behind you, Anne.
The card games
That was
change,
foolish,
but card
wasn't
gamers
I?
continuing to take a ton of game actions while you're dead on board remains eternally the same across all genres. Oh, video gamers.
I long for sights unseen.
All right, I don't think I want to open on that one.
Enjoy yourself.
This is Havencraft, yeah. Which, honestly, against Havencraft, nah, I probably just want to look for my... I think a big thing early against Havencraft is not going to... I'm going to keep my 1-drop, but I'm going to mulligan looking for a staff. I think against a more controlling deck, getting staff ASAP is important.
You're in the splash zone,
I
pal.
want to try and keep the gas up.
Cannonball. You're in the
This
splash
makes
zone,
a
pal.
4/4 eventually. 2/2 is Storm. I always mix up which of those are which. Yes, the different avatars represent which factions or colors or whatever you want to call it they're playing.
Cannonball.
Alright, so we got the staff nice and early. Let's start pumping some cards out. So these things give us some fairies when they die. That one's the 4/4, got it.
Can we talk after the battle?
Fun's not over yet.
So let's go
Cannonball.
hit you.
Fun's not over yet. Let's play a game.
This, hit you.
Just tell me why.
And then let's go, this is play number 2, which means this is now combo enabled.
How does one
Need that out, and then I don't think I'm bug alerting.
be cleansed?
Woe are those without wings.
Select ally field and give it 1/1, evolve, replicate its effect. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and go hit your face,
Please
hit your face. Bug alert, pick this up. Fairy convocation. Replay this, hit this.
Adult.
Breadcrumbs.
Do I want to use max strategy here? I don't think so. I think so. I think we're just chilling.
Be cleansed.
That's a little card draw and some extra board interaction here. We evolve this at demon stuff my
safe
opponent's side of the
here.
board. This has Storm, meaning it can attack my face directly. However, my opponent's the defensive deck, so I wouldn't be surprised if they attack one of my 1/1s here.
Rest.
Them hitting my face here is incredibly good for me. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna go Fairy,
Play a game. Tag.
hit this for 1,
Same time tomorrow.
Fairy,
Let's play a game.
Twinkled
Wiggle
Toes.
with your wings.
I'm gonna go ahead and evolve to start pushing some
see.
extra points of damage here.
You're funny. Tag.
Crack you for 4, crack you for 2. And then I have to decide, do I want to trade this or do I want to pick this back up with the bug alert? Oh, you know what? I could pick this one back up with the bug alert actually, right? Or this one? Yeah, maybe I pick Twinkle Toes back up. Although I kind of like having more ones. I'm running a little low on one costs. I definitely want to kill this. I'm a little tight on board space. I'm gonna trade this and save the bundler. May or may not be correct. That rewards us for doing so. This is about to murder all my stuff, right? They evolve this, my board blows up.
Surge! I need an adult. Same time tomorrow?
So I'm gonna go Arya,
My wings shall be your
which
delivery.
gives my fairy Storm moving forward. I'm gonna super evolve her, which gives me 3 copies of fairy.
Hear the primal cries.
This lets
Leave
me
this
clear
place.
this and then hit their face for 3 with these because they have Storm now, meaning they can attack the face directly. We're down evolutions right now, but we're pressuring their life total, which is where we want to be. This draws them cards, and this
Brace yourself.
gives them a Falcon, which is Storm.
What cruelty.
Can I kill them? I feel like I could probably kill them. I need to math it out.
Tag!
Oh, they have something with wards, so I can't kill them. Math and stuff. With that in mind, then I think it's this.
Forest guard dons his mask.
Into evolve.
The world is full of splendor. Fellowship. This is
I
a
go trade here. Combo 2 out of 3. I'll go hit your face, bug alert, pick you up, twinkle fay.
Wings! Twinkle with your toes!
Okay, and then this gets them low enough that we could probably finish with Roach next turn, I imagine.
Be cleansed!
All right, they have a bunch of cards though. They have two evolutions. Howdy, Hannah.
Sorry, but my
Man, it makes me sad to say this because I have 3 of her, but the more I play this deck, the more I think I should probably just be on 0 Rose Queen. This type of effect is just way too expensive.
We'll make a believer out of you.
Alright, so we go, they're at 5 and they have nothing fancy, right?
Let's play a game.
So we do this,
How does one
we do this,
adult?
we play a Killer Roach, Super Evolve.
I see.
The Roach has Storm, so I can crack their face right away.
A trial I must overcome.
A lofty view.
One of the things I mentioned earlier that I wasn't sure about was if I wanted to be playing the 1 energy that bounces something, or if I wanted to play the baby Carbuncle, which brings another allied card to the field back to the hand. I think the answer realistically is that I want both. I think I'm gonna cut Rose Queen and I'm gonna cut this 7-drop, and I'm gonna add 2 of these in addition to my other cheap things that we have going on here. Q ranked right away. No, okay, so we're gonna play some more of this because I'm having a blast and it's been super fun. I'm gonna throw the deck list up on the screen with the QR code for people that want it. We need to run an advert on Twitch. Oh, my thing here is above the QR code. Let's fix that. I'll put it down here for now. We always take a brief pause from gameplay when ads run on Twitch so it doesn't disrupt what's going on for people. I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. I'll grab some questions from chat after that. I'm gonna run to the restroom while these ads go. Be right. I suppose I should probably hop on my bike for the morning and stop being lazy. Been live for an hour and I haven't pedaled yet, gamers. They've done all the different tech bits in this game, from the QR codes to all the features in client. Like, past the gameplay being really good, the tech stack behind this application is so good. So folks asking questions about which starter deck to pick. I think the best advice for the starter deck to pick is you should sample all of the starter decks in the challenges so you get a feel for what type of gameplay they have. And then your decision for which one you should pick should be based on, one, which type of gameplay that you like, but then also which one complements the types of cards you've opened. So like, I picked the Portalcraft deck as my starter deck because some of my initial legendaries that I opened were, I had 2 of the Portalcraft one that came in there, so I picked her up to get a 3rd. Rim, thank you for the almost 2.5 years. Welcome back. Strawberry Porg, thanks for coming in hot for 20 months. Good morning, good morning. I am going to... My opponent's playing Dragoncraft, basically always keeping Fairy Tamer in the opener, and a Godwin Staff I think we always want to keep unless we're playing against Aggro. I'm mulligan those other 2, looking for some cheap stuff. I would love a 1-drop.
You're in the splash zone, pal.
This back up here, I think.
Fun's not over yet.
They killed my dork. That's fine, they gave me a fairy. I accept.
What's today's happy little surprise?
Ding dong, ding
It's
dong.
fine. I think we're just taking turn 3 off to get the Godwin Staff going. This has ward, so I can't attack their face directly here.
Water under the bridge.
It's sad that that died before I could buckler it. I'm gonna go fairy, kill you,
Watch over you.
bug alert, kills this, and then I'm gonna play...
Let's play a game.
I play at least 1 fairy back out so I can trigger the combo. It might be right to play 2 just so I can crack their face next turn, but they're also kind of my critical mass of 1s. And sometimes these decks play a card... Sometimes these decks play a card that deals 1 to all opposing enemy units. I think I'm gonna wait and play something else out here. Having more fairies in my hand also has value if we draw Matza like we did here as well. He gets bigger for every pixie in my hand.
Is that a jingling purse I hear?
Them dropping a 2/2 is great for us because they actually, well, I guess they might evolve in. There's no way they burn and evolve to kill my 1/1, right? Yeah, okay. That would be kind of crazy to burn the resource that early. I could, and this is the type of spot where I'm genuinely not sure what's right or wrong, because there's just like figuring out your positioning in these matchups, how you're supposed to use the resources is tough. I could see a world where it's right for me to burn and evolve for 2 points of damage here, but they're probably high enough that that's not quite correct yet. I think I'm gonna play him out as a 5/5 here. And then we're gonna play 1 more fairy here, so that way we can draw a card with the staff at the end of turn.
Be cleansed.
The winged musician dons her mask.
Too slow.
So that's gonna trade with my 5/5 here.
An endless journey.
I think I'm just gonna play this out to give me some flexibility for the for future turns in terms of pushing damage.
My wings shall be your deliverance.
So she gives me a caress that says my fairies have storm, meaning they can attack my opponent's dome right away. I always find it amusing when people see a card game that's similar and they're like, is this a Hearthstone reskin? It's like, well, it's a Hearthstone reskin the same way every first-person shooter is a Doom reskin, right? Or Hearthstone's a Magic the Gathering reskin. It's like, yes, it's a card game and there's things that attack each other and there's health totals. But at the core, there's a lot more going on than that, right?
What cruelty!
Same time tomorrow?
Okay, so I'm going to have 7 energy. I want to trigger combo on the Mage Journey Elf and the Crystalline Innocence, I think. So I'm gonna go Fairy. I'm gonna play this out, which sets this to 1 defense.
Lily's magic guide you.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and super evolve this, which lets me kill
I
this.
see.
Watch the power sparkle.
What say we
And
retreat?
then I'm going to go play this, hit this,
One adult.
and then
Tag.
think
Same
it's
time tomorrow?
this.
Praiseworthy. Impressive.
And I'm gonna go ahead and play the baby and pick this one back up.
Be cleansed.
I'm not sure. I could have sequenced this turn in a way to push more damage to my opponent's face, which might have been ideal. Is my pause there. I will say one of the things I appreciate about this game that hurts me a little bit in games like against my current opponent's deck is the turn timer in this game is very aggressive. Which in general I do enjoy.
You're in the splash
Fairy of the
zone, pal.
Pond. Bug alert. Kill that.
Nope, 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 nope.
It's 3.
You're in the splash zone, pal.
We're running out of gas is the problem.
Wiggle with your wings. Twinkle with your toes.
Don't look away.
Be cleansed.
After seeing you play this game, I looked it up online and everyone's saying it's pay to win. Do you agree with that? Every card game is pay to win.
Without equal.
So is golf,
Beyond
and so is
compare.
football, and
Fatality.
so is basically everything
We are
else
the
in life.
dragons of dragons.
You are allowed to spend money on it, ergo it is pay to win.
1, 2.
You knave.
Alright, so I have this. This is my second card. This is my third card.
Lily's magic guide you.
I evolve this, it goes to a 3.
The world is full of splendor.
Where there's light, there's joy.
What say we
Okay,
retreat?
there's a roach. That could be real good. So I get to go hit you.
But don't.
And then I can go
Cannonball!
hit you.
How praiseworthy.
Tag!
Hit you.
Same time tomorrow?
May journey finish you.
But don't.
Impressive.
Play roach. Hit you for 6. And I think we just have to dodge. We just have to dodge their big storm dragon here. Oh, we should return roach. Yeah, I totally should.
Such the ineluctable
Rats.
wave.
Too slow.
Unto water you shall return.
This is new.
That was close. We did one more turn there. No River, thank you for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. In general, Steam reviews and message boards like Reddit are just like pits of people being angry about most games, and this game is no exception. But the anger directed at this one is the economy. The numbers in the economy are different than the original game that they remade. And there's a lot of vibes based. The numbers are different, ergo it's bad.
I long for sights unseen.
We have much to discuss.
This hand's kind of great, yeah. I like it a lot. I don't know that I need her in the opener. I'm gonna mulligan her actually. I'd like another 1 or 2, which is fine. Marty Punker! Thank you for the 103-month resubscription. And for the absurdly generous tier 3, I appreciate it. Welcome back.
Looking for
No one and
spark of
everyone,
inspiration.
thank you for the 17 months. Good morning, good morning. Apologies for me being kind of bad at my job when I'm playing a new game. I am, there's a lot going on in this game, and I'm struggling with the timer with this deck, so I am definitely missing notifications. I just think it's peak gamer in general that this game is having a, quote, controversial launch. Something that is eternally true
Scare me anymore.
is that anytime a card game doesn't give you everything for free the day you started playing it, people complain that it's not free to play enough. And then at the same time,
Awaken!
if you give them everything for free, people will say there's nothing worth playing for, and I'm gonna stop playing. Gamers love to complain. Is the TLDR. I think I have to take a little bit of a defensive position here this game.
Play a game.
I think we're gonna go fairy into Twinkle Toes
Twinkle with
and
your
to
toes.
clear this, keep this.
Dude, watch the thingamajig.
Be cleansed.
So the opponent's deck, you see all these cards popping up.
For a freaking
They
circus.
have what's called a fuse mechanic, which is their cards generate these gears that merge into bigger robots that eventually make this big combo thing. It takes them a lot to get set up, so we're definitely the beatdown of this matchup here.
Trajectory. Calculated.
Just loving someone won't keep them safe.
I think, and this is a complaint we saw in Pokemon Pocket as well, that I don't think is entirely unreasonable, but it's something to keep in mind, is a lot of the handful of numbers I have seen, and there aren't a lot of numbers. A lot of it is purely vibes based. But a lot of the numbers I have seen around things in this game are largely people complaining that you can't build specific decks without waiting a really long time. However, if you build decks with cards that you opened, you get a good amount of resources with cards that you incidentally opened. However, you have to be willing to build and play the cards that you happen to have opened. Which that's not something a lot of people want to hear, right? Like they want to build exactly the deck that they want to play, and having to play with the cards that you open and figure out which decks you can build instead of saying, okay, I'm gonna build this exact specific one I wanted, is where people are getting caught up a little bit. One of the things the previous version of this game lets you do is it lets you destroy any number of your cards for like 25 cents on the dollar effectively to craft other cards. And this game doesn't let you shoot yourself in the foot and destroy your own cards anymore. Which that's upsetting to a lot of people.
You're in the splash zone.
In general, I hate dusting systems like that lets you shoot yourself in the foot. I think in general, almost assuredly, the reason why they don't allow that to happen in this new version is most games don't allow you to destroy your own cards like that anymore. Original Hearthstone did that, and then a lot of games followed. But generally speaking, they don't allow you to do that in modern games anymore because it burns players out. When you can destroy every card in your collection, players aggressively burn through cards that they have, and then they get a huge amount of buyer's remorse from having destroyed cards that they can no longer utilize, and then suddenly they've burned through so many cards that they can't build anything trying to find a deck that they like. And I know it feels a little bit bad to have the game tell you this is the way you need to play the game. But that is 110% why that's the case. Oh, I could have played this too, I guess. Am I evolving this? I think I am.
Don't look away.
I'm gonna hit them for 7. I'm actually gonna use this to put the roach back in my hands. They can't kill it.
Be cleansed.
So you're like, we jumped into play, we hit them for 7, we pulled our big combo card back to our hands so we can do it again next turn. Yes, and if you're a game that does if you're a game that does live balance, and I believe this company typically does live balance in their games, right? So if you do live balance and someone like destroys a bunch of a card, and then suddenly it gets balanced and is good, people get really sad about that too, appropriately. I don't think I can quite kill them with Roach here, which means I have to interface with what's on board, so we might be in a little bit of trouble here. So this kills this.
The light anoint my blade.
This is going to kill something for me. No! Fuck me! I didn't mean to play that. God damn it. I was looking at it and I dragged it out by mistake. Oh, I'm very frustrated. Can I win this game now? God, there's so many. This is an awful new player deck to play. There's just way too much going on.
There's no end to a fairy blader's training.
The world is full of splendor.
Flourish my blade, fairies, to me.
I was just revving up.
Alright, that's all I got.
Be cleansed.
We're probably cooked here because I fumbled around there a little bit.
I lost my strengths and gained a heart. Let down your guard.
I don't miss.
I want to be heard. Let down your guard.
An endless journey.
This is new.
I don't know if we could have gotten a different outcome there by playing differently, but playing this deck, I think, is the first time I've literally ever played a card game where I consistently do not have enough time to think through my sequences on a turn. Which is challenging and interesting. It probably means I'm gonna play and lose a lot with it while I figure it out.
I long for sights unseen.
We have much to discuss.
Unironically, I kind of like my hand. I think we keep this in the opener. Usually, I'm gonna mulligan looking for a staff. I think I'm gonna keep one Fairy Convocation though. It could be right to keep both Fairy Convocations, but yes, this is a pretty rough mulligan having all of these expensive cards in my opener. Gosh, the card games change, but the card gamers functionally lacking object permanence definitely remains the same. Someone asking, does Jeff ever play other classes much? We've played double digits hours of this game on stream so far. This is literally my first day playing playing Forestcraft. So I guess long and short of it is you could say, no, I've never played anything else. Someone making a claim that a top 10 deck right now is a cheap forest deck. That's another one of those things that remains eternally true about card games. It's like, this game's been out less than a week, and like, we're asserting with confidence we know what the top 10 decks are. I know it's not sexy to be like, we should wait and see and we need to take a second to figure it out, rather than be like, these are the top 10 decks and these ones are cheap. It's like, hell... Yeah, big, this deck is the best source, trust me, bro, is true. I think I'm waiting one more turn here, which doesn't feel great. It might be that I don't want any of this card in the Crystalline Frostborn in my deck. I want more cheap low to the ground things.
Change doesn't scare me anymore.
Might have also been right to play the Fairy Convocation out last turn. So I need to murder this 2/2.
Let's play a game. Wiggle with your wings.
One of the things that's always the case in any card game ever, and this will be the case as this game develops too, is anytime new cards release, like never mind that this game is effectively brand new. I know it's a remake, but like it's a new mix of cards with new mechanics. It's effectively brand new altogether. Anytime new cards release in any card game, there's always people that are looking to sell you something, who are going to tell you they know what's best right away and you should listen to them as an appeal to authority. But the push comes to shove truth of literally any card game is the answer to what's best is always we need to wait and see. We need to play some games and figure out what feels like a reasonable mix of things, because when new cards release, it's always people slamming untested things into untested things. So you can't really know what's gonna go up on top until things become refined a little bit more. And a majority of people that play these games won't even have cards for a little bit, right? Like I'm even someone who spends money and I don't have everything in the game just yet. So it takes time to figure all those types of things out. Oh, yeah, our hand is just super awkward. So I can kill this, I guess.
Two. I'll always watch over you.
And then I suppose
You're
I
in
do
the splash
this.
zone, pal.
I think I'm burning an evolve here. So I need to take some of their bigger
Wash
cards
the
off the table
crankiness
here.
away. Cannonball!
Eat
Am I
that.
stronger?
this gets smaller. I thought this was when something gets destroyed. This is where it gets cheaper when something leaves the field. That's super interesting. So bouncing allows you to get discount.
This kitten's got claws. Ding dong, ding dong. Fun's not over yet.
So I hit this, we clean this out, and then I could go fairy, hit you, and then I could play this, which does 4, and then I can hit their face with this, which I assume we're pretty far behind here at this point. Their deck goes big with the artifacts that our star tier's been kind of in. Have you played any of the in-app tournaments? I'm an adult with 3 small children. It's pretty uncommon for me to have time to do things like a tournament. Life's busy, gamers. I guys need to start hitting their face, yeah.
My wings shall be your deliverance.
If I super evolve here, it means I'm the first one to use a super evolve, which usually puts you a little bit on the back foot, but if we can put together something aggressive on the meantime, in between time, it could be okay. Although I suppose it's worth noting that they're going to have 8 with their extra point energy next turn, which can let them drop all their artifacts into play as a consideration here. Oh, were the tournaments in the original Shadowverse asynchronous? That would change my mind. Based on how good the rest of the technology is for this game, I wouldn't be surprised if they're async. Async makes it a lot more convenient. It's been a long time since I experienced a game that had stuff like that. And they're async over the weekends. Neat. Look into that at some point. I really can't. This goes back to what I was talking about with people making assertions about knowing what decks are best decks. Like, I'm not really super interested in touching a tournament so much. I'm still, 1, learning the card pool, and 2, figuring out the cards I like to play and what feels good in the card pool. So, like, I don't know what's good yet, and it's gonna take me a little bit of time to, like, figure out exactly what I'm interested in doing. If I bounce this back to my hand, does its cost go back to 8? If I bug alert it back? Based on how some of these other interactions go, I think I expect it to.
Let the light anoint my blade.
It returns an 8. Chat seems pretty confident, so basically there's a 50-50.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's how I feel about this thing going back to
Today's
A little surprise.
Twinkle with your wings, twinkle with your toes.
Twinkle with your toes. I could have been right to burn it evolved to push 2 more points of damage here. Alright, so this nukes our board. which is sad but expected. And we'll get to drop the Leglaive Warrior next turn. Clean this back out. Actually, maybe we just play her since we have her. Swarm style decks seem difficult with the 5 follower max. Not really. You have what's the word I'm searching for? The board in this game trades out most turns. So it's like not that big of a deal to have a lowish lowish total count on the board. Am I playing a fairy here to push point of damage? I already hit my combo, right? I was gonna draw a card.
Be cleansed.
At least for now as combo enabler. Oh, you know what? We are at 10, and they're at 10 energy, so if they have their full... I do wish it would show you what gear statistically your opponent has in hand. Yeah, Ophelia... Orcus here. Ophelia. Orcus is a tough nut to crack.
I don't miss.
I want to be heard. Let down your guard.
So she gives these puppets
feel
bait,
you
which means they
written
can
in the
attack my
stars.
face right away, so we're taking 7 here, potentially down to 2, which probably means we're cooked. We've hit the late game moment where my opponent's deck being bigger than ours is
In the
very
light of the crystal.
tough to work through.
The world is full of splendor.
So I can super evolve here.
No escape. You shall not pass.
Hit their face, and then this hits their face, and then their 3/3s are dying here on my turn, so that's nice. I think I'm just pushing some more damage here.
Tag. Let's play a game. Tag. Be cleansed.
If they have another Orcus, we die, yeah. Because the Bane lets them cut through my ward. Yeah, Olivia might be better than the
My
Crystal
stardust.
for sure.
This is new.
I think my literal only complaint about the function of the client is against this artifact deck. Anytime Runeterra and Magic Arena and I don't think Hearthstone does it, but usually card games, when you know a card is deterministically in your opponent's hand, they have a space where it's revealed up here. So 100% all of these artifacts, like it shows you them fusing, those should be visible in your opponent's hand, so I don't need like a pencil and paper next to me to write it down. Yeah, anything that's public knowledge should remain public knowledge. Yeah, my takeaway after playing with this is, one, I think I have slightly too much. Yeah, same with puppets. Anything that's generated that should deterministically is there should probably go away. This card is definitely not what this deck is looking to do. We want to be as aggressive as possible all the time. I think one Rose Queen might be fine, but I definitely want the other card to be something else that's cheaper. Another 1 or 2. Yeah, the log's not a real answer. I'm sorry, but it's not. Someone brought up the log existing yesterday when I talked about that, and that's just not. That's not a real answer. Stray Beastman is interesting. Someone else mentioned there's another card that increases your combo by some amount. Draw an X cost follower where X is your combo. I kind of feel like I want something that I could play out proactively early. Yeah, I think Grasshopper is clunky. Add a fairy to your hand, combo 3. Add a Deepwood bounty. Engage. Destroy this card. Select an allied follower on the field and give it 1/1. This could be okay. Deepwood bounty is the 0 cost that heals you for 1, right? It lets you like save up and build up a big combo. Honestly, I could see a world where not even looking at combo specific ones, playing a couple of greedy cherub might be okay as well. I could see that being fine. I think I want one more card cheap at the low end that can swap things out, and she could smooth the draw with too much top end being drawn, so maybe we'll do that. She also throw a fairy back in a pinch. That deck was fun though. I think we're gonna take a pause for a cause and move on to something else, but I definitely feel like I have a lot to learn with this pile of cards. There's This is like I mentioned earlier, this is the first time I've ever played a deck in any digital card game ever where I feel like I'm consistently running out of time to think through all of my decisions. So it's hard for me to know. I think we lost a little bit more than we won during that set, but it's hard for me to know, was my deck bad, is the archetype weak, or am I just like not seeing through all of the lines? I don't have enough experience combined with the pretty aggressive timer this game has. And I would wager it's probably the last one more than anything, so I'm gonna have to poke at this some more for sure in the future. Have an advert on the Twitch side. We're gonna play something else when we get back. I think I want to play some artifacts. We're gonna do some of this when we return. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere, gamers. You're ever going to give Abyss a try? I mean, eventually I'm going to try everything, but there's only so many hours in the day, gamers. Would you reckon we're getting a resolution from Second Dinner today about High Voltage Overdrive? This whole thing has killed my hype for Snap. I think if High Voltage Overdrive being a miss killed your hype for Snap, your hype for Snap is probably down on a completely unrelated note to that game mode, and you should absolutely take a break. I think High Voltage Overdrive is an incredible miss, but if you can't just, like, log out from that aspect and just play the other parts of the game and pretend High Voltage Overdrive doesn't exist, you're too hooked in and you need to take a step back. BJ Roth, thank you for the almost 7 years. That's such a long time. Welcome back. Lost Axiom, thanks for the quarter of a year. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, I have heard other people say that Abyss is one of the weaker types right now, but again, I think there's a lot unexplored. I think I'm missing the big punchy thing at the top of the Abyss as far as legendaries go at the moment. Yeah, exactly, Marty. High Voltage Overdrive looked miserable to me, so I haven't played it. I'm still playing Snap and having fun though. I don't know. Yeah, being able to like silo off the bits that you don't enjoy and just enjoy the parts that you do like is a big part of being able to enjoy any free-to-play game that's a live service type thing. These games are all going to have bits and pieces at some point that you're not going to like. Let's hop right into some games with this pile of artifact cards. This is probably one of the more complicated decks in terms of managing your hand size, but it's also one that I've enjoyed playing a good bit of. The 8 drops at the top end here are both very, very powerful. They carry a lot of your games. You're willing to do viewer battles at all? Nope. I don't really like doing those in any games. Viewer battles always leave people feeling a little bit left out of the audience. dimensions is just a little bit too big to get anybody into them, everyone into them consistently. I'd rather just play in the queue, and people that want to play with me can play in the queue. Against the dragon deck, I don't really need the defense from the bell ringer or the early puppet from the puppets. We're going to keep our things that make our gears diffuse up into things. Gear math is kind of funky. So the thing to be aware of with gear math is 2 1s make a 3, which means that the alpha and the gamma gears both take the exact same amount to build up.
I'm armed for a freaking circus.
So for people that haven't seen this before, a lot of our cards are going to make these gears, and you fuse 2 gears into one of 2 different artifacts, and then these artifacts fuse into one of 3 different things, one of which heals you each turn, one of which deals damage to the opponent each turn, and one of which deals damage to all the followers. And then if you get all 3 of these, alpha, beta, and gamma, they assemble into this Exodia type monster that's a 10-10 for 10 with Storm, Ward, Aura, and it just like cracks everything on the board and heals you.
Lol. Change doesn't
Go ahead and
scare
show an
me
example of
more.
how fusing works. This one gives me 2 gears. I can go ahead and say fuse this with this. That's going to turn into a 5-1 in my hand. It's my striker artifact here now.
Steel against steel.
It's a 5-4. So this is definitely killing this.
I'll always watch over you.
If I evolve, I get 2 more gears here. But there's a hard hand size limit of 9, so I need to think about that and work around it. I'm going to go ahead and play Love Struck Puppeteer, which gives me a 1-1. I'm going to play the 1-1 out, which gets me down to 7 cards in hand. We'll hit this. I'm going to evolve this, which gives it 2-2, which gives me 2 gears.
Just loving someone won't keep them safe.
And now she can go ahead and finish this. And now I want to make sure I'm going to play out at least 1 card from my hand because I don't want to break a card draw next turn. So I'm going to go ahead and fuse these two together. I am not fusing the 3s with 1s just yet, or the 3s with 3s, because I don't need space in my hand, and I'm not sure which of the other artifacts I want to build towards first. Sometimes I might want to go into the one that clears my opponent's board, sometimes I might want to go into the one that hits my opponent's face first. So until I have a moment to make that decision. Wow, they just accelerated last turn. They are about to get absolutely chunked here, huh?
Lol. This is the new me. Lol.
Sacrifice.
Big swing. Huh. Well, with that in mind, I kind of feel like I want to build into the one that puts points into their dome to start. So I'm going to start merging for hand size considerations now. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and play this one out.
Only ransom I take.
But it's going to be
is
up to
blood.
7 energy next turn, which means they have access to one of their sweepers. They might clean my board out here. So while you're assembling these artifacts towards building your big like ultra monster at the top, you have things like Relmina here, which is one of our finishers, who puts copies of the artifacts that are in our hand into play. So you can kind of have your cake and eat it too. I think I want to chill on my bullets for now. Do I? No, I guess playing the bullet means I get to deal a lot of damage to their dome here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bullet this. Clears it out. It gives us some gears too to help us keep building up towards our big plays. And then we're gonna go ahead and fuse this because I'm at 9 cards in hand. I want to play anything here. Opponent having a very clunky draw here. I expect them to start having bigger plays now that they're in energy, but
You heard
first and get run down. It's a little atypical of a game for our deck. Usually we play longer, grindier games, but our opponent's draw was kind of limp, so we got to run them down. I like how they simplified Portalcraft this time. Was this archetype more complicated on previous ones? It's wild. After playing a bunch of Forest Craft, I definitely think Forest Craft is the most complicated thing I've touched, but
Or well
this
done.
archetype still has a lot going on. I don't think I want two Relmina. They are a big spell deck, which I don't know. Actually, maybe I do want two of these against their archetype. This is probably going to be a longer game. I want to be greedy and just keep all of these. It's gears plus 2 payoffs for my gears. My opponent's deck, based on their color, is very... What's the technical term? Color is not the right technical term, right? Is it color, faction? What do you call the different crafts? I want to try and get the jargon correct. Class? Is it just craft? Is it craft or class? Class sounds like people coming from Hearthstone. Hearthstone called them classes, right? Officially, it's craft. Okay, I want to know the official jargon. So officially, it's craft. Okay, so my opponent's craft means we should have plenty of time to get set up. So I'm going to keep this otherwise slower, clunkier hand that I wouldn't keep against a more aggressive deck.
Never forgive.
So Relmina, when she comes into play, gives me 3 copies of artifacts from my hand. So basically, what we're looking to set up and do is just get a bunch of artifacts that she can put into play. That'll get to chunk through my opponent when they come down. And against a more controlling deck, I honestly might want to set up multiple of the artifacts that chunk my opponent for 3 every turn to get a burst of damage in. Morning, Long Tim. My plans for those that are here for Shadowverse for the first time, or the regulars wondering what the schedule's like, is we're going to play a couple hours of Shadowverse to start the streams in the morning, and then we'll do some stuff in the afternoon.
Major bummer.
Been having fun with this one.
Don't
Kill this and make it here. I don't need to fuse anything proactively here. No, we don't have a lot going on, but neither do they.
Special assignment today. May wings be at your back.
I'm armed for a freaking circus.
I definitely don't want to burn any of my evolutions. They're a valuable resource. I'm gonna merge this with 2 of these, giving me a beta artifact. And again, we're not playing that out. We're just gonna be assembling these so that way Relmia can put them into play to chunk my opponent for some damage.
This homework's too hard.
What are good options for a budget deck to grind with? Again, I can't emphasize enough that when you're coming in, there isn't a one-size-fits-all budget deck that you should spend resources building. You should look at the cards that you open, and then you should build a deck that makes sense based on the resources that you have available to you and what you open.
Kitten's got claws. Perfect shot. Don't forget to
Lol.
review.
Clean that out. I'm at 8 cards in hand again here, so I think I'm just passing again. That's exactly how I feel, Nico, playing Shadowverse. I didn't know how much I missed a more traditional CCG playing both this and Stampede.
Major bummer.
I think having a traditional card game feels really good. Okay, so now I think my plan is we're gonna get a Relmina down here. I want to get a Gamma artifact together before we do, though. So I'm going to go ahead and fuse this into here. And then we'll fuse these 2 3s together. And then I'm going to get my extra point. I'm going to go ahead and play Ralmia here, which drops both of these into play. Then I need to super evolve this so she can live.
Activate. Enhance. Fire.
We're gonna spell boost their hand a good bit here, but we're also chunking them for some changes. And then at end of turn, this deals 3 to their leader, and this deals 3 to their board. Clean their board out and chunk them a little bit. How does this look on mobile? It looks identical on mobile. The game is designed to play landscape on mobile. Plays real clean. Like I've said before, almost all of my off-stream gaming time is spent between my cell phone and my PlayStation 5. And it plays very reasonable on my mobile. It's been my walking around the neighborhood game this week. Gotta have something to play on your phone while you do cardio. I try to pedal for an hour and a half to 2 hours while I work here in the morning, and then I try to walk for an hour a day typically.
And the sword. Just revving up.
That's a big lady. So they're gonna evolve her and eat one of my things here, I assume.
Great runes lead us from
What are you playing on
ignorance.
PS5 these? My PS5 is mostly a machine impact machine. I think we need the bullets to kill that.
Pen and sword broken.
So I'm actually gonna have
Scare me anymore.
the big monster set up here now, right? Yeah. If I want. So we have beta, we have gamma, and I could fuse this into the other one if I wanted. I don't know that we want to though. Usually speaking, you don't want to slam down the finisher until you're going to kill them with it. So ideally we want to try and finagle getting them to 10. They're currently at 15. So the big monster, when it slams down, is a 10-10 with Storm, so it can hit my opponent's face right away. They only need to be at 13 if you could Super Evo. Oh yeah, that's a good call out. Or 12 if you have a regular Evo.
The spark of knowledge.
They healed for 4. That's cheating. Oh god, speaking of cheating. Okay, so this is the big spell payoff for them. It's an 18 cost card that gets cheaper every time they play a spell. So they played it for 1, and it draws them 5 cards and resets their energy. They're just spinning their tires here afterwards, though, so maybe we're fine. I think I need to take this off the board. I think I'm going to go fuse into this, and then I'm gonna fuse a second gamma artifact here, which means I give up my big one for the time being, but we'll have more artifacts to get another what's it called up, and then I'm gonna go ahead and play Ralmina here, which puts all of these into play as copies, and then when I end turn, their board takes 6 and they take 3.
Caught us off guard.
No, the big Exodia thing does 5 damage to enemy followers, not 5 damage to the enemy. So it heals you for 5, deals 5 to their board, and then has Storm Ward Aura. What does Aura do? Prevents the follower from being selected by enemy abilities. But they have 2 super Evos left, so they probably attack through it. But it's 10 energy and 5 cards in hand, and a lot of evolutions available here, so they are trying to think through what they're doing here. Could you have combined and then summoned the Gundam? So I could have, but then I would have burned all my resources without killing my opponent. And then if I don't kill them with the Gundam, I'm gonna be in a bad spot. Or then if they kill the Gundam, I'm in a bad spot.
I was just revving up!
You're done for.
Crawl like the vermin you are.
Oh, am I in trouble now because of my decision? Might be in trouble now because of my decision. This has ward, meaning I can't attack it. I don't have enough gears right away to... What's the play? I think it's... I can kill their board this turn. So I have to burn a super evolve here, which is not exciting.
Is in our hands.
Your life shall
But I get to go this into hit you, into Kitty, hit you for 3,
You've gotta be
into
kidding.
play this out. Oh, maybe I could have used a regular evolve and used a puppet after. I forgot he made a puppet. Okay, I didn't need to super evolve there.
Into the night.
I did not need to super evolve. I forgot the puppet happens. So that's a mistake on my part.
New year, new me.
Yep.
On to
Have
the
another dimensional fight here.
I walk the five-fold
Oh, and their third copy of
out
that
of
is.
my way.
None shall escape the lash of my flame!
Crawl like the vermin you are.
What does that do? It's wild. Are we cooked? I think we're cooked. This draw keeps me in it, yeah? So this draw gives me some gears. And then when I evolve this, it puts a copy of one of my artifacts into play.
In the name of hope.
And then I can play my other Gamma artifact out here. Which means everything on their side of the board
Such
takes 6
craftsmanship.
this turn at the end of my turn, which kills everything they have. I'm at 3 though, so like another storm follower and they get us, but we're not done on board again here. But the problem here is putting this out into play means I've used a lot of my resources up, but I'm not anywhere close to I'm not anywhere close to setting up my big monster now is the problem.
Nothing can outshine me.
They might be out of gas though. They're running low on gas too. Okay. I think I'm gonna evolve this to draw a card.
Ding dong, ding
Activate. Enhance. Fire.
dong. Let the sound of the bells give you dong.
Yep, there's a UD.
I'll be your mentor.
There's a Realmia.
Remain calm. It will be over
Medical
soon.
grade assassin. Let's this puppet kill this.
The light grows dim.
I have a ward unit now.
Open thine eyes, traitor.
Well, that's terrifying. That probably means we're dead next turn. So this thing replaces your deck with the Apocalypse deck, which gives them a bunch of really big, scary, terrifying things. Can I kill them this turn? Are they dead?
Scalpel.
Return.
It's really close. Does healing up to 6 give me any kind of benefit here? I'm dealing 7 to them. I could deal 13 this turn. I could deal 13. We're definitely doing this. Let's do that now before it happens. Healing to 6 doesn't help anything. Okay.
I'm armed for a freaking circus.
So we gotta hope whenever they draw, our ward saves us.
I'll always watch over you.
Oh my goodness, our ward saved us, so they're dead?
My pleasure.
Making incision.
I can't believe we won this game. Boop. And that game shows a lovely example of why I've enjoyed this deck. Just the immense amount of back and forth and puzzling and getting into situations where you're like, all right, what do we do now? How do we grind them back? Like that was super sweet. And I had 20 minutes, or I had 25 minutes the other night before I had to go meet my buddy to work out. And I was like, I'm gonna play a quick game of Shadowverse, and I loaded up with this deck, and I was definitely 5 minutes late to my workout because I won the game by decking my opponent. I think I'm actually going to keep all of these cards against Swordcraft. We've got a pretty reasonable curve here, and she gives me some healing. Yes, that game was a good example of not being blinded by making the 10-drop. A lot of the time, you're not making the 10-drop with this deck, and my one piece of advice if you want to play this is you should basically only be making the 10-drop when you're going to win the game with it that turn.
For you, dear, I would give anything.
I wasn't fast enough.
Do you have an opinion on the fuse cannon, the amulet that deals 2 damage per follower per week? I had someone play that against me and it looked okay, but I'm not sold on playing it myself, which is why you don't see it in this list. Like, there's only so much room for top end, so you don't get run over in matchups like this one. Something to note, you'll note in the last game, I was aggressively fusing into their first gear you fuse are 2 different ones. If you fuse the red one, you get a striker artifact, which is a 5/1 with rush. And if you fuse the blue one first, you get a 1/5 with ward. So this is a matchup where I'm defensive. So when I have to start fusing for hand space, you're going to see me prioritize fusing the 1/5s as opposed to prioritizing fusing the 5/1s.
I would give anything.
I want to be more defensive
I'm
here
for
a
a
lot of the
freaking
time.
circus.
Something to think about in a decision that I'm making while I'm fusing.
I'm here to spread the love.
Hey, Pluto. Seen old Oglandian back with some Shadowverse content. I've been having a ton of fun with this game.
Am I stronger?
Okay, so we can evolve. I feel like I need to clean their board out here. I'm gonna go ahead and medical grade assassin. And medical grade assassin gives my first puppet I play Bane. So we'll play this puppet and give it Bane, which lets it kill this one. And then we have Enhanced Puppet, which kills their 3/2. And all my puppets die at the end of my opponent's next turn, so it doesn't matter that I lost my 3/3 and kept the 1/1 here, because they're both going away and don't matter.
Help is here!
To the shores of victory!
I'm here to help!
Oaths are forged in steel.
The screaming has stopped.
Major bummer.
So what does this do? Whenever an officer enters the field, restore 1 defense to your leader. Whenever an officer enters the field, give it rush. So I don't really care about them healing, because they're the beatdown here. So I'm gonna clear out the one that gives them rush here for sure.
Change doesn't scare me anymore.
Play her. And then I want to evolve her so I can clear this one too. But when she evolves, she gives me gears in my hand. So I want to go ahead and fuse up so I don't overcap here. I'm going to go ahead and commit to getting a Gamma artifact here. I'm going to go ahead and play this one out. As well. Evolving not only gives your card 2/2 and triggers its evolve effects, but it also lets it have rush so it can attack an opposing unit right away. And then I'm gonna go ahead and fuse once more, and then we'll pass over. So they're the beatdown in this matchup most of the time, playing Swordcraft. And I'm at 19 and have a board advantage, so we're in a pretty good spot here with our both card advantage.
Into an endless sky.
Although this is interesting, I guess they're not playing a traditional Swordcraft build. They have Olivia here as a bigger card, and they had the Bellringer as well. So maybe they're playing something with a little bit more top end, a little bit less beatdown. Would be this card. This card makes me think I'm going to potentially see some more bigger things.
Even fate shall fall to this blade.
Most who take the high road wind up dead.
Am I stronger?
Never forgive.
Okay, so we're gonna play. Sylvia is such a strong card. She's gonna heal us for 4, and then I'm gonna go ahead and. Do I need to super evolve her? I can save my super actually, yeah. So super lets me destroy 2 things. A regular evolve destroys 1 thing, so I can destroy the 7, and then I can attack into the 4/5 and save my more powerful evolution for later.
Fate is in our
It means she
hands.
takes damage when she clears the 4/5, but if she gets cleaned out,
This is guilty, not the end.
There are people who need me.
yes, the opponent's deck is definitely less aggressive than some of the other Swordcraft builds I've been playing it too. The 7 drop would imply more top end.
Is that a jingling purse I hear? Help is here.
To the shores of victory!
I'm watching you, Sylvia.
Forged in steel.
Not all is lost. It is what it is.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and fuse. I think I'm gonna fuse a beta artifact to start pressuring my opponent's life total a little bit. And then I'm gonna go ahead and drop Realmia here, which lets me put copies of each of these into play until they get destroyed. And then one of these does 3 to my opponent's board, and one does 3 to their deck here. So we'll clean it up and get chip shot in.
Pierce through the heart of darkness.
Oaths
By
are
my blade.
forged in steel.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Pluie de paix. I fear neither death nor pain.
I was just revving up.
On a Yudi and see what we draw here.
I'll be your mentor.
This one. I think I want to save her for something bigger, and I want to build my mech up here. So I'm gonna do this and destroy this.
Is this to be my legacy?
I don't think I want to super evolve Yudi. I guess getting a little bit more of healing wouldn't be terrible. I can Stream of Life to kill one of these and get another gear.
Oath is fulfilled.
And then we'd be one super evolve to one super evolve. I don't hate that.
In the name of hope.
There's not much I can't do.
Oh, and you know what? Actually, I can fuse down to 5 cards in hand here. Which means I'll get to draw a card with her emblem at the end
My
of turn, which is
pleasure.
better than gaining one when I'm at 18.
Oath is
So
fulfilled.
her crest here says at the end of turn, if you have 5 or less cards in your hand, draw a card, and if you have 6, you restore a life instead. You get that crest when you super evolve her.
Good medics, the antidotes
Oaths
hold
are
true.
forged in
Most
steel.
who take the high road wind up dead.
See you tomorrow.
Hurry up!
Is it time to Exodia, chat? I think it's time to Exodia. I know it's not going to be lethal, but I have Orcus as a follow-up to likely deal lethal, so let's put the big bad into play.
All paths lead to extinction.
Oath is
Send him
fulfilled.
towards extinction here. It also means I get to draw an extra card with the UD emblem again here. So they have to deal with my 10-10, and they have to beat Orcus from behind as well. If you ever deck in factions more, I've really enjoyed the Portal Craft stuff.
Power of the beast.
Repent.
You are beneath me.
None will survive.
Alright, then they're cooked, so I get to play her out.
Lost my strengths and gained a heart.
And then when
Let
she
down my
she
guard.
gives my puppets Bane, which means they can attack my opponent's face directly. And when she super evolves, she makes 2 big puppets, so she deals 7 when she comes in, basically. She gives you a puppet that deals
I
1.
will not falter.
In 20 ranked matches with Portal
This
Craft.
too is the power of the heart.
All right, we're gonna play a few more with this after the break. I'm gonna throw the deck list up on the screen with the QR code for those that have been asking for it while the Twitch ads go. I'd also like to give a shout out to one of my wonderful sponsors. We've got the Code Boost image up there. You've seen me drinking out of my lovely advanced shaker before. They do energy drinks, hydration powder, and focus mix. And I've got my code boosted now through end of day Monday for 30% off when it's usually just 10. If you want to check them out for a great way to support my content while picking up some delicious drink, that's a great way to do that. Here's our wonderful artifacts deck that we're playing some more of after the break. Thanks for hanging out this morning, gamers. Don't go anywhere. It says, this is definitely the deck I've played the most of. It's very satisfying to grind people out. Tons of micro decisions to make every single game that you play. Yeah, if you missed it, we started today playing a bunch of Forestcraft. I'm going to throw a highlight with the games I enjoyed from that one up on the YouTube channel over the weekend. If you're new or you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you check out the Shadowverse YouTube channel. There's going to be deck highlights, and all of the YouTube live streams will be happening over there for Shadowverse moving forward. Feeling like I'm pretty happy with the mix of cards in this list at this point. This is definitely the archetype I've iterated on the most so far because I've played it the most. I feel like I'm slowly becoming happy with all 40 slots here. Figuring out the right mix of top end has been the challenge. I think I like this 2-2-3 split though. You don't like the 4-drop 3-3 that gives you 2 gears. You just kind of don't have room for it. So you have Bullet from Beyond, and you have like Doomright, and you have Miriam, and then like the only card you could kind of give up to fit the 4-4, the 4-drop 3-3 is like you could drop like Kitty Cannoneer, but I think you want her to interface with things early on. I think all of these 3 cards are better than that 4-drop 3/3. I think the 4-drop 3/3 is kind of like the budget Miriam. If you're missing some copies of her in your collection, you could sub that out. They probably fill a pretty similar role, but her being a 3 and having the evolve to get you more gears is pretty good. Ooh, Abysscraft. You don't play against this archetype a lot.
Justice for all the dimensions.
They are a little bit more aggressive, so I'm definitely happy to see my 2, and I think I'm mulliganing an 8 against them. I'm gonna keep the bullet from beyond though in case I need to clear something big, but yeah, this looks good. If they're aggressively slanted, I'm happy to have a bunch of 2s here.
A peek of skin just for you.
It's a scary lady. 3/3 for 2. That hits themselves for 3. I think I'm gonna play the Ironheart Hunter out. I could play the Bellringer just to draw a card to absorb 3, but I think I want to try and get this off the board.
Be still.
Tough luck.
We're still 2 turns off of evolving. I think I'm gonna do this.
Freaking circus.
I think I'm just hitting their face here. Because I could always hit both of these into this next turn. I get a little punished if they like rush in and clear this too. But I think hitting their dome here has some value.
I am keeper of memories. You are not forgotten.
This to me.
This is the punish for my line here. Heyo, that was probably the best draw in my deck.
Don't move.
It likes to murder your thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and play out the Bellringer here, so that way they can hit that if they have something fast instead of hitting my face. The best draw in my deck would be my 5-drop that when I evolve it, it puts a copy of an artifact into play. Because that would allow me to get my healing artifact down.
Ready to go.
Deal 2 damage to a random enemy follower.
The young Paragon dons his mask. My star is the star of paradise.
I'll always watch over you.
I think it's Yudi, evolve Yudi, because that means I can start getting a little bit of healing going here. Oh, that's an awesome draw too.
Freaking circus.
Activate.
So when she evolves, I get the crest, and then at the end of my turn, so long as there are 5 or more or 6 or more cards in my hand, I get to heal for 1. I am gonna take 4 to the dome from this though, but Sylvie's gonna be able to heal me next turn a little bit, which is nice. I am not planning to play any Shadowverse tournaments this weekend. Maybe at some point in the future, but my weekend time is pretty dedicated to family over the summer.
A peek of skin just for you. Reality's just no fun.
Major bummer.
I leave the rest to you.
Well, that seems great for me, yeah. So now I get to go play you, heal
This
for
land
4.
is both cradle and grave.
Evolve you, destroy this, and they're almost out of gas at this point, right?
Why
I
seek
just
to
need to
fall
not
from
get
paradise?
killed by mistake, essentially. Like, if I could live to make it to Orcus, we gotta survive this turn and next turn. And they have 2 super evolutions, so surviving this turn and next turn is not a given. This only deals 6. That's great for me. 7 is. Well, I guess they just attack it anyways with the super evolve, yeah.
It is what it is.
Okay, so I need to start merge fusing before I generate cards in my hand. Go ahead and bullet kill this.
This was expected.
I'll fuse. Did I play Miriam out? I don't want to play Miriam out.
Change doesn't scare me anymore.
We're up to 13. I get my Orcus next turn. I've got 2 of them with 2 super evolves here ready to go, and they're at 12 because of their self-damaging.
Demons aren't to be trusted.
They're at 10 because of their self-damaging. Oh, you know, if I'm gonna Orcus next turn, instead of playing Miriam, I probably should have played Lunchstrap here.
Equally.
It's likely what I should have done last turn.
I lost my strengths and gained a
Are they
heart.
dead? They're
Let
dead,
down
yeah?
your guard.
Because she does 7 from her minions, and then super evolve does 1, and then I have a 2/2. This is exactly 10.
Expected.
This is the new me.
That was clean.
This, too, is the power of the heart.
Alright, Dragoncraft, I think is a scary matchup for this deck.
Justice
We
for
are not
all
we
the
are not
dimensions.
particularly aggressive, and
This brings me back.
they could definitely go over the top of us. I'm looking for things that let me start getting my artifacts online aggressively, I think. I'm gonna keep the 3/2, mulligan the rest of these. It could be worse. With the big tank here on turn 1. I think they DC'd. Hello, opponent? You know, I don't think I've had anyone. We played for into the double-digit hours. I don't think I've had anyone disconnect like this before. That's unfortunate. I wonder how many times it gives them before it fully boots them out. Most games it's like 2 or maybe 3. Usually gets a little bit faster once they full tick down the first couple of times. It's usually 3 turns. Okay. Do they get the full turn timer for all 3 turns? I talked about the turn timer seems so fast.
Watch where you sprout that fire!
But sometimes life happens. So this has Intimidate, which means it can't be attacked directly. So we have our stream of life here to go ahead and clear that out, no problem. Hopefully they're here and are going to play and aren't just griefing us. That would be a classic card game experience. We're not DC'd, we're just like running the rope timer down every turn just because. Sorry, I was just chuckling because someone left a comment on the. I was looking to see how the YouTube video is doing on the new Shadowverse channel. It's actually over 2,000 views. It's pretty sweet for a fresh channel for a fresh game. But someone left a video letting me know the meta was already terrible and they couldn't play the game anymore, which really made me chuckle. I was clicking through some English streams last night in the Twitch category, and there were a few different people that had decided this was the meta game, and there was nothing they could do about it. And they were ready for the new set next month, and I was like, my dear gamers, the game has been out for 5 days, 4 days, 4.5 days. Is this game like Hearthstone? It has the most parallels to Hearthstone, but it has a lot more going on than just that. But the core game of you have units and they attack your opponent's units, and there's health totals that you attack is. That's not something that's really exclusive to Shadowverse. Like card games in general, people love to like jump to. It's easier to say the meta game is solved and there's nothing you can do than it is to put in a little bit of work and figure out how to attack things that are going on.
The winged musician
TLDR.
Too slow.
Well,
You've gotta be kidding me.
Gotta be kidding me. Alright, so... I think I'm just doing this and like using my evolve. So I'm gonna fuse this, and then we'll fuse into a Gamma artifact here. The Gamma artifact deals 3 damage to my opponent's entire board at the end of each turn, so I can evolve this, which puts a copy of the Gamma artifact into play, and then this gains rush and can attack right away. So I can go ahead and bonk this for 4, and then my my artifact here.
a dragon never forgets.
Yes, card gamers are big. I've tried nothing, and I'm all out of ideas energy across all games. One of those like, this is eternally true. I'll be curious to see if it feels like we can keep up from here. Our opponent had the first energy advantage. They went first, and they had 2 accelerants, so they're on 8 energy right now compared to us only going up to 6 next turn. But if they spin their tires here, we might be okay.
He gave me direction.
They probably have to spend their evolution killing my 5/3 this turn, yeah?
Impressive.
Oh, they're not spinning. Do they have another way to kill this? They don't. They're just letting me hit them for 5. Well, that bodes well for the home team. I would love to crack you for 5. I'm just gonna start working up towards our big scary monster, yeah? Let's fuse this. Let's play this.
Only ransom I take is blood.
Let's play this. Let's fuse this. into these two, get us a beta artifact. They think it was temporary summon. Oh yeah, maybe they did, because one of the other ones makes a temporary summon, but the evolve one leaves it permanently. Maybe they thought this 5/3 was going away.
Unmatched across sky and sea.
Yep.
Without equal. Beyond my kung fu. We are the dragons of dragons.
Am I stronger?
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fuse this into here, which gives me a striker artifact. And then I'm going to get my extra point because we were going second. It's one of our advantages we get back. And then we'll play her and put all 3 of these into play. And then I'll get to hit my super evolve here, which makes them all a little bit bigger.
Activating auxiliary engine.
Then I get to go, this one clears the ward, that attacks for 6 with the rush. This one hits this for 5, and then she lives because she was super evolved. This one puts this down to 2, and then at end of turn, their board takes 3, and they take 3.
Impressive.
We are 1 artifact away from being able to assemble our Exodia monster, because I have Beta, I have Gamma. They have a big thing that clears my board, but that's okay. I've got a bullet with its name on it. And they're at 12, meaning if they can't gain life, our evolution with our Exodia is enough to clear them, because it does 12 or 13 with either of my evolves that I still have. This deck tickles my brain in all the ways. It's so much fun figuring out the lines. There's just so many of them. And I'm going up to 8 with a +1 in the bank next turn, so in 2 turns I can play my Exodia monster out. So I only need to stall like 1 more turn here. They should be done here. We have a bullet for my Valentine here to clean that out, plus a Love Struck puppet, and then the bullet here. Oh, wait, do I not have an extra play point? Did I use them already? I thought I had another one. No, I must have used both of them already. Well, that's sad. That's fine. We still have a bullet for the dragon. It just means I need to figure out the turn. I guess Sylvie lets me live through another turn probably.
For you, dear, I would give anything.
I'm armed for a freaking circus.
No reason to fuse proactively here, right? The first bonus point expires, it's use it or lose it. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought if you build up the second one, you could have them back to back. That's good. That's good to know. I didn't realize that mechanically. Yeah. So I did only use 1, but the second one doesn't stack. I'm gonna tuck that one away for the future. Appreciate you pointing that out. If I have Sylvia to clean out whatever big monster they play this turn. They need like running big storm monsters here. And even if they have those, I might be able to survive from the healing. Healing plus a ward. That is not a massive storm monster. Oh yeah, them taking this turn to tire spin is incredible for us.
One strike fatality.
Yikes.
Take my life.
Okay, so what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? I need to live for a turn. So I'm gonna go Sylvia. Game 4.
This land is both cradle and grave.
I can't attack this. So I need to evolve I need to evolve her to kill this.
In the name of hope.
So I don't take it. And then I'll medical grade assassin, which
It will be
gives
over
this puppet
soon.
Bane.
Scalpel.
And then Sylvie can attack here.
I need sleep.
And then this puts them to 13, which means they're within striking distance of Exodia plus a super evolve next turn if they don't heal. We could have made a ward artifact. Yeah, I could have done a ward artifact. I don't know. I like clearing out their board and going to 14, though. I don't think they're killing us from 14. Unless something really crazy happens that I'm not thinking of. So they need to both answer my board here. They need to kill me or answer my board plus get above 13. Ooh, this gives them a ward thing. Does their ward thing buy them time? No, it doesn't. My Exodia cleans through it, right?
Dragons.
They are still dead to Exodia.
The screaming has stopped.
Cool. All right, this will be our first big finish on that one. So I have beta, I have gamma. So let's merge into alpha. And then we'll go, okay, you fuse into the big monster. And then big monster comes down. That's 5 to all of their stuff.
Extinction.
And this has Storm, meaning you can attack my opponent right away, and then Super Evolves turns it into 13. And we technically have one extra here, because my one
Free
is
the
alive.
Great Purge.
A journey of 1,000 miles.
Sweet. I wasn't sure. You know, the opponent's start was very good, right? Like they went first. They had double ramp.
This
And we were able to just like
is the
maneuver
power
our
of the
way
heart.
through, keeping all of their resources down. Ooh, we got promoted. Yeah, this is definitely the deck I have played the most of in Shadowverse, in small part because I opened 2 Realmias to start, and then I got the third one from doing the starter deck mission. But I like the details on this list a lot. I think I'm pretty happy with most of the numbers here. Very satisfying deck to navigate the games with. You can both run people down sometimes and go toe-to-toe really long grinding with lots of different things. Having the ability to heal from your artifacts plus a touch of healing from both Sylvia and Yudi gives you a lot of sustainability in the longer games. Are you liking the gameplay mechanics? Shadowverse has been a really great breath of fresh air. It's been a long time since I've played a more traditional big deck card game, and it's felt good to get back into a game where there's basically no random mechanics on the actual cards, but the primary source of variance is your draw variance. And that's something that games like Pokemon Pocket and Marvel Snap had to change, because those games are both small deck games, meaning your decks are really consistent. So in order to give the gameplay variety, they load variance into locations in Marvel Snap's case or coin flips in Pokemon Pocket's case, which isn't strictly bad, but it's just a very different feeling. And I've been really enjoying playing Shadowverse and Snap because they have very different types of gameplay, and the variances in different spots. It feels better and worse in different ways. This game definitely has the longer, the first time I played a 30-minute game of Shadowverse and I won by decking my opponent because I ground them into dust, I was like, it's been so long since I played a card game where this was an option. It's just very satisfying to be able to navigate that and have an outcome like that. And again, just very different experience. I wouldn't say it's strictly better or strictly worse. It's something like Marvel Snap where the games are more bite-sized and you know what you're getting. But the variability on the range makes for games that are satisfying in a different way that Snap can't be. Yes, yeah, just like Magic the Gathering, if you go to draw a card and you can't, there's nothing in your deck to draw, you lose. All right, that's going to be it for Shadowverse for this morning. For the regulars, I'm planning to do 2 to 3 hours of variety stuff in the mornings, a lot of which is going to be Shadowverse while I'm checking out this. We're also going to mix some Pokemon Pocket in there still when their new card pack drops next week on Thursday. If you're enjoying the Shadowverse stuff and you want to help it and support it and grow it without spending any dollary dues, you should check out the Hoaglandia Shadowverse YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing cuts from the live stream for the most interesting decks that we play up there. So if you can't catch everything live, that'll be a good way to get the best bits after the fact. I don't know that I'm going to necessarily be recording enough to get a video every single day up there, but probably 3 or maybe even 4 days a week we'll have different decks to highlight over there is my plan. The YouTube live stream is also going to take place on that Hoaglandia Shadowverse channel as well. So if you want to follow on YouTube for the stat portion, I'm going to switch over to streaming on the Jeff Hoagland channel where we typically do that. And we're going to kick on in to playing some Snap here as we move on into the afternoon. And speaking of support my stuff, if you want to support my stuff while spending a little bit of money, you should check out my wonderful drink sponsor. I've got my code boosted now through end of day Monday the 23rd. You can save 30% on their energy, hydration, and focus mixes that are all very delicious. My personal favorites are, I've got a jar of the blue raspberry lemonade. Do I have the other one? Oh, these are my 2 favorites. I got blue raspberry lemonade and cherry apple are my 2 favorite of their hydration mix flavors that I am frequently down. I think the best endorsement of a product like Advance I can give is they send me I think it's 2 or 3 tubs per quarter, and then I spend my own money on a couple extra tubs past that because it's very delicious. All right, I'm gonna tap a Twitch ad here. I'm gonna get things kicked over to the Marvel Snap side. Thanks everybody for chilling. Don't go anywhere. Hope your weekend's off to a great start.